But my question goes back to your dismissive comments about Republican concerns about overregulation. Do you think that requiring employers to provide health insurance for their employees if they grow above a certain size, that sort of thing, these other regulations, don't you think that they do have a negative effect on employment? Even if you think they're worth it, don't you agree that you are costing jobs by putting all these mandates on both employers for the sake of employing and just on businesses in general?
Well, let me just tell you this. I think my answer is no, and here's why. When we talked about increasing fuel efficiency standards, the industry responded. They responded, and they needed engineers, designers, and manufacturers, and they needed actually more people to help respond to the new requirement. I believe that if the government says, look, we got to reduce our carbon footprint, you will kick into gear a whole number of people who know how to do that or have ideas about that. That will be a job engine.
You can get jobs. I mean,
I understand what you mean, because if anything adds a cost to a business, you could assume that will diminish that business's ability to hire. But let me tell you, I don't think that is actually right. I think what businesses want is customers, and if they're selling product, and if they have a product to sell, then they will do well, even if they have some new regulations to meet. Now, let me just be on the record and say I'm not some big fan of regulation. I'm a fan of health. I'm a fan of safety. And so if regulations don't advance that cause, I'm against them. But I will say that the stuff we saw last week in Congress, trying to whack the EPA down, I don't think is going to help anybody get employed, and I think it may well make us a lot sicker and add to heart disease, asthma, and everything else.
And let me